Okay, now let us discuss about advanced tab of the problem components. On the problem component, we have two tabs. One is common problem type, and the other one is advanced tab. Under common problem tabs, we have seen the common problems that we actually design. Usually we design in our courses. These are common problem types. But under advanced tab, we have also different list of problem types and somehow advanced problem types. Like commonly, we have many numbers, but maybe let me use this one. You may have noticed in one of the earlier screenshots that the problem menu on the add new component menu has an advanced tab in addition to the common problem tab. In addition to the common problem tab, we have also advanced tab. And under that tabs, we have different assessments that we are going to see, for to use, even we can use it in our course content. The most popular advanced problem component are drag and drop, image mapped input, and staff graded input. So we are going to see the three most popular assessment type from advanced problem components or under this one. Under this one, and under advanced problem component, we are going to see three of them. One is staff graded point. This one is common. This one is the most popular assessment tool that we are using. The other one is image mapped input. Sometimes you have a map and then you can ask your students maybe some things from that maps. The other one is drag and drop. So these three assessment type are common or popular from this, specifically from under this advanced problem type tab. So we are going to see these things in detail, or how we design and develop these three most common advanced problem components: drag and drop, image mapped input, and a staff graded pointers. Now let's start from image mapped input. Image mapped input. Sometimes you can have some image of map, and then you can ask your students to like specify, some part from that map, right? It asks a student to click on the image to find a specific element, such as a specific country on the map. For example, on Africa map, you can ask where is the Ethiopia. That's simple. Yeah, you can use a more advanced question as well, using image mapped input. As a part of a cell on diagram, for example, a part of a cell on some specific diagrams. And those things you can use for different purpose. Now let's see how we configure it, how we design and develop it in OpenEDX Studios. To set up the image mapped inputs, first you need to get a coordinates. That is very important. You need to get the coordinates. The step are here, of course. The first task you need to do, upload the image to the file and upload and copy the image URL. That is the first task. You need to upload that specific image into OpenEDX Studio. So that you need to save over there, right? That is the first one. You can use file and upload better to do that. Second, the image is inserted by replacing the file bus in SRC with the link from your uploaded image from the file and upload section. So that is also very simple. The area you want the learner to identify is specified by editing the rectangle attributes. So you need to pass through these three steps to use this specific assignment. Now let's do it in practice. First of all, I want to introduce you these links. This is additional information that I actually add in this training, because there is no way, for example, in how to build courses in OpenEDX Studios, actually you can get these steps and those procedures that you need to pass through, and even if there is some coordinates like in vector coordinates, we know these things, right? But we need to know how to get a coordinates. So by using this is additional resource that I shared with you, so that you can get specific coordinates for a specific image or part of image by using this website. So let me share introduce you this thing. You need to just copy that web link and just paste it and click enter. And so this is a website, we call it image map generator. And by using this website, you can get, coordinates for that specific images or that part of that images. For example, if you ask, where is Ethiopia and the African map, then you need to get coordinates for Ethiopia, right? You need to specify like that. So that's the thing is going in that way, so that the point here is that this website or this is a place where you can get a coordinates for your image. That's very essential things. So now let's see this specific example in practice. Actually, I've already tried to put something like this is Africa map, for example. From Africa map, I want to get, I want to locate Ethiopia. I want to locate Ethiopia. So to do that, like for example, this is some, sample data over there. Just click over edit as usual. And then you can delete unnecessary informations. If you want, you can read like in an image mapped input problem, also known as pointing on a picture problem. The student click inside the defined region in an image. You define this region by including coordinate in the body of the problem. Coordinate is very important. It mentioned that you need to put coordinates, but I didn't see where I can get the coordinates. So, you can get the coordinate for that specific, for any maps you have using this website. You can define one rectangular region, multiple rectangular region, or one non-rectangular region. For more information, you can click on this link and you get more, information about those things. So, image mapped input problem in a building and running in EDX courses about that specific website. When you add a problem, be sure to select setting to specify a display name. Yeah, you need to click on setting and specify the display name and those things. So these are additional information. The code is actually from this place. The code is this one. This is the thing that I need. Other is not important. You can delete the others if you want. We can delete these things. P, you can delete from here. These things. They are not important. Just explanation so that you need to delete. What is the capital city of Ethiopia? Maybe you locate on the map below. So I want to get the capital city of Ethiopia. That is Addis Ababa. So maybe it's about where is Ethiopia. Just I want to get the map of Ethiopia from the map or of Africa. I want to get Ethiopia. So the question is more or less like that. And then now the point is first of all you need to upload that specific maps in this learning, in this course sheets. How we can upload maps in OpenEDX, for example, this is like so we need to go to here. In order to upload, click on content and file. It is here, file and uploads. Yeah. Then, in order to add some files in this OpenEDX, you need to click on add files here. Add files. Yeah. So, of course, I need to first of all, where is that file? I need to get, the file name. That is very essential. Yeah, of course, I want to insert this one. I want to upload this file name because we have different African maps. So I need to know that specific files. So this is African map that I want to use for this specific example. So the name of that file name for that specific map is African countries. So I actually I downloaded it from internet, so you can get it from internet, that specific maps. Then you need to put it in your course content. This is the course content for practice open edx 2, so that you need to upload it here, right? That is very essential. So click here. Then you need to locate that specific map, Africa. Yeah, this one. And then you need to wait a little bit. It's already here, of course. It's already here. So that's then what you do is that in order to like use that specific, now I have uploaded that specific maps in my course. The next task is I need to take the link, studio link, then click these three dots and copy a studio URL. That is very important. Copy studio URL, then copy the things, or you can even say copy web URLs. Both of them are fine. Copy web URL, then you need to go to the content, and so that you need to go for units, and then you need to get that specific as practice places because we are practicing it. Yeah, this connection is coming again. I hope, yeah, this thing is very simple, isn't it? Yeah, just it's a kind of practice, then you become familiar with all those stuff. So we need to go to the unit, in order to get that specific practice, example. Now I have copied the link for that specific assignment. That is very important. So it's here. And then what you do, click on edit. Always you need to start from editing. Then these things are not essential. You can delete all of them from here because they are just additional information. Then input, image input, SR, then you need to click here and then select these things and replace by this thing. You see, that is, yeah, this is actually web URL. I'm not sure commonly I use studio URL. If I use web URL, even if I paste it here, I can get that picture. That is the difference, I hope. And it doesn't matter. I believe it doesn't matter. If I use web URL or web or studio URLs, both are fine. But yeah, let's go for that. And then we need to get a coordinates. We need to get a coordinates. So you need to select image from my PC. That's the same image, African image, Africa. Yeah, that is very essential. So this one, and then I want to get a rectangle specifically for this country, for Ethiopia. So that I need to put some kind of rectangle here, two things, and then I need to select like like this. You see, like this. Yeah, because I want to get Ethiopia, right? Sometimes you can use not only rectangle but circle, polygon, rectangles. Commonly I use rectangle, but you can, if you use polygon, for example, in Ethiopian case, it's not exactly like rectangle, right? Many African countries, rectangle fits them. Like for example, Sudan, North Sudan, fine with rectangle. Egypt is fine with rectangle. This country is also fine with rectangle, but in Ethiopian context, it look like circle. Therefore, maybe rectangle is not fine because here, for example, Djibouti is already included. I want to put here, so I want to include this part, but from here, Djibouti is already included. But that's not our point. We can get coordinate in these ways. Then show the coordinates. Now, in that maps, the coordinate for Ethiopia is this one. The coordinate is here, these numbers. You need to copy this number, right? You need to copy this number and you need to go to, now I got the coordinates. So that is, it is the coordinate is something that we use to locate that specific places on that map. You see, each country has their own coordinates. So we are going to use that specific coordinate for Ethiopian context now, and then we are going to use it for assessment purpose. So put that coordinate here, paste it here, and then you need to write those coordinates here, right? Now I just paste it here for a reference purpose. So delete this thing here, 155, comma as it is, 107, 107. Go to the next number, it is 189. Go to the next number, 7979. So you need to now I got my information. This is the coordinate for Ethiopia in that specific maps. Then, right, the next task is just click on save, and then you get say type of things, and the map is here. Then you like, for example, this is like a locator, this point. If you put here, for example, for practice purpose, if I click here and submit, it's wrong. This is not Ethiopia, right? If I click here, it's not, because that coordinate, that specific coordinate actually represent these areas, and this area is Ethiopia, isn't it? So that's, this is one way that we check level of understanding of our student. This one is a little bit simple, but depending on the core that we are teaching, we can use a type of assessment to judge, to assess whether our student actually, maybe for geography, right? Maybe at university level, geography, I don't know what type of content that we are teaching, but we can use these things, right? So that they need to locate where is Victoria Lake, where is Kilimanjaro, where is Ras Dashins. We can use like those things. And for example, here and click submit, where I'm correct. You see, click here, submit. You see, the answer is not correct. So this is what we call it, image mapped input. This is also one of the assessments that we can use. You can click here and you can click on setting and you can give a name here. You can do some task over here. What even you maximum attempts. You can set maximum attempt. You can even set a problem weight. How many? Like maybe 10 points. And you can give randomizations, show answer. Maybe if you don't want to, if it's if you don't want to show the answer with your student, yes, you can say those things. Depending on your interest, you can choose. Show answer, number of attempts, after how many number of attempts that you are going to show the answer for them. Show reset button. Sometimes you can say through these things. Then once they submit it, and if you give them the privilege to reset, then they can reset and they can try it again, right? That is what we call it. Show a reset button. Timer between attempts. That's also, you can even put a time between attempts. Maybe after how many seconds that they can repeat it, they can attempt it again if they missed it. So those things are very important. You can read over here and set appropriate, you can choose the appropriate link depending on your interests. So this is one thing. Another one is staff graded points. Staff graded points. This one is like this. Sometimes your student complete assignment offline or in technology that can't be integrated into LMS. In this context, the staff graded point tool can enable the instructor to load the student's grade into the grade book so that they can be tabulated with all of other grades. Now, sometimes we may end up with some kind of assignment that cannot be integrated, cannot be like submitted in learning management system in OpenEDX, so that they need to submit it through email, or they need to submit it through maybe a project things, physical thing that you are looking for. A project, like if you are engineering department teachers, and then you need some kind of maps for some kind of design, city design, urban, those things, that's practically, that's physical things, and therefore there is no way that they put it in LMS, and then there is a way for you to, like for example, this OpenEDX actually is also a grade book. You don't need to put your grade in another places. It is a kind of, it can help you even to give grades, right? Everything. You don't need to MIS. If we use, I think maybe the issue teams will discuss these things in further. But if we are using these things, even everything done on these systems, right? We don't need to use, like, I think MIS, because you can set your grade, you can like give a grades and those things, right? So maybe we'll see how we integrate this OpenEDX with registrar MIS. Yeah. Anyhow, like, it's we have there is some Excel sheets that we call it a book grade, so that now you grade, assignment, that specific assignment for your student, and so you need to bring the grade of that specific assignment with other assessments on the system. That is what we call it staff graded points. In this case, the staff graded point tool can enable the instructor to load, to upload, to upload or to import the student's grade into the grade book so that they can be tabulated with all of other grades. You see, you don't need, like, if even if you cannot, they cannot submit that specific assignment into this learning management system, you can do the assessment over there by yourself. You can export, list of students with with this specific format, and then you fill their answer, their grades, and then you can import it again, and that thing is, and so that specific student's grade will be stored with other assessments in this learning management system. The step is like this. Once you add staff graded point component into a unit, click Edit to change the setting as usual. In the instruction box, enter the instruction to your student on how to complete the assignment. Then adjust the problem weight to indicate how many points the assignment is worth and click Save. Let's do this thing first and then we'll come. And this is like practice question, so let's cancel this one. Now what I do, I need to go down and I want to see this thing, staff graded points, staff graded these things. You need to click on problem and you need to click on advanced, and then you need to go down staff graded points. So we are going to see it is here, staff graded point. We use staff graded point for assessment or for assignment that student cannot submit in this learning management system. And so that the assessment, the grading will be done over there. Now what you bring to this learning management system is the point of each student. Click on staff graded point here, and then you need to give the name if you want, whatever name you want is editable. Then instruction, you need to write the instruction in these boxes, instruction, you see, so that the students are going to see the instruction over there. And then you need to state the point, the problem with. Maybe this is the kind of project things, one is too low, like you need to add more, like maybe 25% is project, maybe 40%. You see? So that's the problem weight is 40%. Then save. Now it's changed. Even there's no display name. You need to write that display name. It's a blank space. Now it's not here. Now the next task is, this is done. If you have three type of assignments, there's nothing that you can do in OpenEDX Studio now. It's done. So you go to LMS. Make sure that you click on publish now. Let's publish it because there is a change. And then click on LMS. View live versions or preview. Both of them actually work the same things. Click on preview so that we are going to LMS versions. Now this is LMS. You see there is no option for editing. Everything is only readable. So go down to the bottom. It's here. You see what you see here? The feedback multiple choice. This is here. And it starts from here. The point is here. 40 points possible. 40 points is possible. Your result will be graded offline. It's already there in the instruction boxes. You need to write the instruction. If you write the instruction, the students can see the instruction here, including the point. You see, transparency is here. You can't give just assignment or assessment without weight. If it is graded assessment, it should have that things. So your result will be graded offline. Step. Now, because I am an instructor, the system know me as I am an instructor. You see, if you are a student, you may not see these things. You can't see this button. The only thing you see is these things. For a student, only these things. If you are an instructor privilege, if you are assigned as an instructor for that specific assignment, you can see all those things. Therefore, what you do first, you export a list of students. You see, download a grading CSV and use this as a template to assign score for this problem. So you need to export. Export score means you are going to get a list of students for your course. You see, in this course so far, there are only two students. Me, I actually assigned as a student, and also Ishi, this thing, like kind of automatically generated name. So we have these things, so we can put the grade here. New point is here, new point. So that you can write a grade for this person out of 40, I can give him 35. For myself, you know, human being is selfish. I give 50 out of 50. Then what I do, I save it here. Save it here because you actually assess that specific assignment not in the system, outside the system. It may be kind of physical things, and the student bring that project into your office, check it, give a grade for your student. Then you need to write the point, their point. The point is the main thing that I want to explain here is that you can bring a specific assessment grade or point or weight into that learning management system, and the grade will be managed over there. It's really very interesting. If I show you one sample, for example, for masterclass, in case many of you have experience on that, but in case if you don't have experience, let's show how like very nice grade book it is. It's very interesting grade book. It's very interesting. Let me show you. So, for example, for this round of our students, go to the studio. I need to say go to LMS. That's not, but I can go from here. Go to studio from here. Now the LMS version is coming. Let us wait a little bit. Go to the instructor page in order to get grade books. Connection things. Let us wait a little bit. So there are 93 students over here. Download. What I want to download, I want to download generate grade report. Grade report is coming. Let's us wait a little bit. Grade report. Today is 22, 20, March 20. Yeah. Let's just wait a little bit. Yeah, it's March 20. Click on it. So let me show you this thing. I want to show you the grade points or the grade books is very interesting. You see the grade of for all students. And here by default, there are many instructors here, masterclass trainees. This is a grade point for each assessment, for each assignment, the maximum weight they get. You see, is here. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it like good? Is very easy, is very attractive. I like it very much. The total grade is here, and a grade for each point is here. This is all the assignments, 10 assignments for that matter. If you count, it will be 10. So if you want to bring grade point for the assessment that you evaluated outside this system, and then you can follow that procedure to bring it to these points, right? So you can give these things and then you can save it on the same file. I don't need to save it as it is. Yes, save on it. Now I want to show you how we import it. How we import it. Now import button is here. It doesn't matter. It's very simple. Import. Click on it. From where? From download. This one is missing. Not. I'm just missing something. It's here. This one, not the second one. The first one. Import. You see, processed two rows, updated score for two learners. Even my recommendations for Arizona State University for the designer of this team, you see, if you see something in red, some text in red, what do you feel? You feel as if you make a mistake, isn't it? Unless you read it, like you may be like if it is the first time and then you didn't read it, you may be confused. Therefore, it's like writing something which is good, successful things in red is not good in principle. So it's good if we write this thing in green, something like that. Yeah, so that the same concept, the same context, but different color. I try to see whether I can change this color or not, but I don't get it, so I more probably I cannot. So maybe I recommend for the designer of this training to change these things. Red is not fine. Maybe for the beginners, you may get confused whether you are right or not, isn't it? So you can do like that. Now let's talk about what? About drag and drop. Advanced, the third assessment types, which is advanced problem type, drag and drop. Sometimes you can drag, that's the kind of matching things. The drag and drop activity gamifies learning by having user drag elements onto the correct location on a background image. The step is here. First, select drag and drop in the component menu. You need from the component menu, from that combination, you need to select drag and drop. Of course, you can select drag and drop in two ways. One is directly, let's show you that things. So here, you see, drag and drop is already here. Of course, we get drag and drop here because this thing is so common, I think. But the other way that we can get or we can add drag and drop is click on problem, advanced, you can get drag and drop from here. You see, you can choose both ways, either ways. It depends on your interest. Drag and drop is here. Now, the step. Click the edit menu as usual, update the title assessment mode and the grade, update the instruction, introductory feedback, final feedback, and explanation, and click continue. 4. Update the background image by inserting the studio link from the file and upload a section. Sometimes, other very important thing, you need to upload that image in your course context in OpenEDX Studios. So as I told you last time, OpenEDX Studio has storage, but it has limited storage. If you want to upload a file in your course context, video file in your course context directly, you cannot because of a space problem. This is one of the limitations that I noticed. Because like it's not, you cannot upload any course, any PDF video you want in this course context, in this course learning management system because of storage problem. But image is fine. And some syllabus and those things are fine. Even like you can even add textbook. That is also fine. You can upload textbook. Maybe the 600 page textbook, those things are fine, I think. You can break it chapter by chapter if you want. It depends on your interest. But video, most of the times, is not okay. Update the background image by inserting the studio links from the file and upload section. Define the target zone. That is the point. Here you go. You need to define these things. Define the target zone and name it. Write the success and the error feedback. These are the steps. Let's show you each of them step by step. I want to use this thing here. I have designed one thing here. First, let's discuss it using this example. You need to click on edit and you need to write the title. It says drag and drop. You can make your own. Drag and drop is general name. And here is standard and assessments. When standard mode is on, the problem provide immediate feedback each time a learner drop an item on a target zone. Assessment mode, the problem provide feedback only after a learner drop or available item on a target zone. So that depends. Maybe if it is a kind of assessment, kind of grade things, so that you are going to inform your learners when when he has done with drag and dropping things. You can even say assignment maybe 10. This is not that much. 10 problem weight 10. Problem text. This is instruction. Problem text is instruction. So that or the question itself. The prompt. You need to write the prompt here. Introductory feedback. Drag the item onto the image above. Maybe like you need to write this in these boxes clearly, because especially we have like visually impaired students and those things. And in order to promote inclusivity of our course content, writing those things, introductory feedback, and also those things are very important because they have screen readers, they can use that screen reader. Final feedback, good work, you have completed this drag and drop button problem. Explanation text, it depends. Once you have done all these things, click continue. Then the other task is background image. Provide custom image, generate image automatically. Background image, more probably you can tick this one, provide custom image. Then background URL call, link. What you do here is that you need to upload some image depending on your question, that specific image that you are talking on, and then you need to upload it in this course content. How you do that? To do that, you need to go to on the studio version, click on content, click on files, file and upload, so that you will upload it. You get a privilege or like button that help you to upload. Click on add file. You click on add file here, and then you select or you locate your specific image from your computer, and you can, for example, this is my image, maybe Africa. Yeah, here you go. Then you will get, here previews. You see, this is my image. Click on here, then you get what we call it studio URLs. Copy studio URLs. You need to copy the studio URL like this, and you need to come here and then paste it here. So that's now this thing is connected. So the system know the picture by using that link. And then maybe you can give a description for that specific link, that specific picture. What type of picture it is. This is especially very important for blind, like student who has visual impairments. That's very important. You need to give a detailed description for that. Then zone label, display label name on the image if you want a label name. If you want on the image, if you want to give a name, then click on this one. Zone borders, display zone border on the image. If you want, if you click on this thing, then zone border, display zone border on the image. That border will be put, the zone border on that image will be there, display. And so that you can, like for example, this is zone border, you see? For zone border is on the image. These are border, right? There are, this is isosceles triangles, and we want to locate top zone, middle zone, and bottom zone. You see, you can set these things. How you can set it, that is a tricky. You do it manually. That is a very difficult task. You need to change this thing. For example, it is 196. If I make it like 110, you see, this thing is like shrinking this ways. 196. 196 is like this. So the way you select the zone is of course manually by typing those widths, heights, x-axis, y-axis, those number. And still I have a recommendation. Like we need to set those things, automatically. We need to have some mechanism that we can set zone by not by writing in this ways manually. It is very interesting if we can do it automatically. Like for example, by using my mouse, my cursor here, this one, I can, if I select like this, for example, if I select this area, and then if the system give me this information for that specific area, that is what I'm looking for. But if you need to do it everything by changing these things, it is not an easy task. I saw it, it is really take time, and there is a lot of tricky. You need to, like, I highly recommend to have some kind of leaks over here that help us to set this zone not manually but automatically by using some approach. Yeah, I've read it a lot about in this area how whether we can do it automatically or not. But maybe you need to install some others application and those things in order to do that automatically. Otherwise, you need to do it manually, like by your hands. Try and error. That is try and error approach. So once you set these things, so this is top zone. The coordinates are already here. This is the bottom zone coordinates is here, like 485, 135, 15, 350. So this is the coordinates. Then now continue, click continue once you've done it. If you want to change the item background colors, you can set it around. If you don't want, you can go ahead and read these things. Text, go to the top zone, so like the middle zone. This is goes to the top. These things, this is item definitions. And there is an additional information. Once you read these things, then you go to click is done. Is here. Now left right, for example, goes to the top. If you bring this thing here, it's wrong, you see? Because it say goes to the top. That is what we call it, drag and drop. Drag this thing and drop here. You see, that's fine. Correct. This one belongs to this zone. What about this one? Goes to the bottom. If I put it in the middle, what happened? It is wrong. It's not in its appropriate place. It's here, it's fine. Goes to the middle, it's fine. You go like this, and it goes anywhere. I don't belong anywhere, so that you can try this thing as well. Goes anywhere. You see, you can try like that. So this is what we call it drag and drop assessments. Now, from my example, I also have developed these things like I have this color, red color and a yellow color. Maybe still this is not it's not that much difficult. But if you want like locate that things, right, you can do these things. So the same procedures. You like the title is for practice. If I make it a kind of assessment, you can make it standard. Probably weight I make it 10. In the above rectangle, identify red color. My question is, I want to get a red color. Yeah, we have two color only. You can make it 10, 20 colors, whatever it is. We can use this drag and drop for many reasons. It's a kind of matching things. And then drag the item onto the image above. Good work. You have completed these drag and drop problems. You can give this information. Continue. This is the link for that specific image. By the way, I have image on my desktop. I have uploaded it. This is an image for that specific picture. Then I have uploaded it on my studio, my course content for this specific practice. And studio URL code is here or link is here. This is static, that is studio, red, and yellow PNG, that is a picture. For the information, maybe to make it like for like you to enhance like the accessibility of my course content, I need to write detail so that maybe visually impaired student also understand what you are talking about. In a rectangle, it is a rectangle. You see, it is a rectangle with red and yellow colors. I want my student to locate the red color portion in this example. You see, they can read it, they can like think what's going on, right? And then the location is here, like the coordinates for red color is here. So I do it just by try and errors. There's no way that you do it automatically. Everything is done manually. It takes times. That's why I leave the. I just do the only for the red one. If I want to, I try to do it for yellow one. I try to like it's about click on add zone. You can then yellow like yellow, and then you can description. It is yellow color, and then the coordinates. Now let's show you. Now it's here, right? Okay, let's increase this thing like the heights so that we want to increase the heights. So let's make it 150. No change, no big change. 250. Still no big changes. 450. 450 is fine. Is it 309? Maybe I can make it 309. Is that 309? What is it? You see? No, 450 is fine. Let's see. 450 is too much. 450 is too much. 400, okay. I think still is inside, so that I have maybe 350. Still too much. See? 309. Now it's a little bit, I need to increase a little bit. I can make it 20. 20. No, little bit. 5. 25. Still little bit. I can increase a little bit. 27. I think that's fine. Not perfect. 30. Still not perfect. 32. Little bit. 34. 34. I think now it's okay. It's all the point. Now I want to increase to the other way. So to that I need to increase the x values. Now x values. X value 50. What happened? Yep. Is like x value 50. No, x value okay 45. What happened? X value okay 100. What happened? Oh, it's going to that area. All right. So in order to increase that things, I can like you do like that is boring, my friend. All right. Yeah. Mm, now I can't increase. It's just moving. I can't increase the bracket, this rectangle. I want to increase. All right. So now is if I can't, let's see change what's coming if I increase this one. The weed. Ah, the weeds. You see the weeds. In order to increase, I need to increase the weeds. I see now. 109. What happened? All right, little bit increase. 120. Little bit. Little bit. The weeds. 30. Little bit. Little bit. Okay, 30, 35, 34, 240. Yep, little bit. 49. I think now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. All right. Now I get the coordinate. What about this one? It must be 0. It's fine if it's 0. I think it's fine. X and Y is 0. X and Y is 0. Let's see. What about 5? I want to see the change. X increase, what happened? A 0, what happened? Ah, so it's better to make it 5. Perfect. So I get even the coordinate for yellow color. Now, for yellow is here. Everything is here. I don't need to have additional zone because I have only 2 zone. A description, yellow color. Yellow color. Now this one is yellow color. And continue. Item background color, I don't need. Item text color, I don't need. Red color. And add items. Yellow color. Yellow color. And then yeah, yellow, you see. And I will have 2 drags items. The image you need to like the same things, Yeah, I don't need to. Yeah, of course, writing each and everything over here is very important to make it more explanatory. And also imagine that you have students who cannot read the screen, and therefore he is using screen reader in order to accommodate say type of person. You need to answer. You need to write these things. It's very important. So let's go. Save it. Now the reset button is here already, so you can reset. Now take red color here, rock, yellow color here, rock, yellow color here. Am I right? Red color here, right? Correct. Well done. Yeah, you can reset all these things, right? Then you see, you do like this. Is about like the thing is done in this ways. All right, you see this is the border, even I didn't set it very well, so I need to increase it. Now this one is better. Yellow become better, fine. This one's like, it's not like fit to the colors, right? So if I put around here, system will not understand it. So the overall point over here is that setting this coordinate is not as easy as you see. Therefore, I recommend to have some hint for us to easily put the coordinates. And then the next issue is about sharing resources with your students. Yeah, if you click on content, then you find pages and resources. If you want to share textbooks, all these things. If you want to enable all these things with your students, you need to click where? Content and then page and resources. All right. All right. So let's see how we can add resources or how we can enable source better, like progress button, discussion button. And there are a lot of, we have different, buttons that we can enable so that our students are going to experience this online learning very well. So let me show you that things. So what we do is that we need to click on the content and then page and resources. Page and resources. So on page and resources, then we have these different, buttons that we can enable. For example, progress. This one is very interesting button that help our student to see their progress, right? Their progress, because some of the, especially to get certificates, right? Or to complete that specific assessment, maybe like they need to get a certificate, right? So, or they need to get some passing point, so they need to know their status. Even like those things are very important. So in order to enable that progress button or progress button, yeah, we need to click here and we need to enable it. How we do it is very simple. Click here. So the progress is enabled already, like you can disable it if you don't want it. As a student works through the graded assignment, especially for graded assignment, the score will appear under the progress tab. The progress tab contains a chart of all graded assignment in the course with a list of all assignment and the score below, right? So we have this information if we enable progress, and our students will enjoy this online learning by following their progress, right? By checking their progress. Not only grade progress, that they can check it, whether they can see how much percent of the training content that they have covered. That's also another information that they can get from the progress button. Therefore, it's good to enable it. You can enable this progress button, enable progress graph also if you want. If you want, you can disable it, progress graph, and then you can click save. Then that one is enabled. If you see enabled here, like this, under each, these things, buttons, then that means that specific button is enabled in that courses. For example, on discussion is very important button. We have seen in our previous video recap about discussion, right? Discussion is a very important intervention or assessment because it helps us to implement the ideology that we know under social constructivism. Students learn from each other. No need from the teacher to talk a lot. That is the principle, what we call it student-centered. And in order to practice these ideas in online learnings, we can use discussion buttons. Click on here, and so commonly this one, you see, we use this one, EDX new. We have different discussion types, but this one is the ones that we can use in OpenEDX, and it should be green. I think is okay. The other are not active. Only this is active. Discussion provider can't be changed after the course has started. Please reach out to the partner support and say like that. Okay, it's fine with me. So click next. These are some of the discussion button that you can make it on or make it like active. Even you can add discussion type. General discussion type is already there by default. But if you have different discussions that you want to add in your course content, you can add discussion topic here. And then you can configure. Of course, I hope you know how you can configure discussion in your course content. You need to go to what? You need then those three dots, click there, and then configure. And those things, we have seen about these things in our previous sessions. So let me go to save. I don't need incomplete setting. What is that setting? Nah, I don't want this thing. Delete this one. It is just I want to show you next. Discussion, you can enable discussion. Even you can enable notes for your students so that your student can take a notice even in the trainings. Week is also another thing. Enable learner to access and collaborate on course related information. You can give a chance opportunity for your student even to add some content for your course. You know, something like a PhD student, for example. Yeah, they can teach, isn't it, right? So that's for your, maybe they are TA in your courses. Then you can give them a chance for these PhD students to even add some value on your course content. For example, especially we can give them a privilege to add value for frequently asked question. Frequently asked answer in the question, right? So that your student can respond, even can ask, can give answer, and the questions they can ask, they can also give a question. Week, if we enable week, this help for your students even to give some content for your course. Even you can give a calculator. That is fine. It is smart, isn't it? If you are teaching mathematics in OpenEDX Studio, so that if your student needs to have a calculator to do some calculations, you can enable calculator and so that they can use it in the trainings, in the course. The other one is live, like if you want to integrate Zoom and others, live communications or channeling, websites, you can, Zoom is a common one, you can use that thing. Enable in platform video conferencing by configuring live. Textbook, this one is very important. Textbook, if you enable this one, you will get a chance to share a textbook, you see, for your students. Of course, the best thing you need to do when you add textbook is that you need to break it chapter by chapter, section by section. If you put that textbook as it is, it's too big. We don't believe in that principle. The principle is like break it down. You need to break it down chapter by chapter, unit by unit, depending on your structure. That is fine, so that you can break it down. You don't need to upload 600 page textbook. That is not fine. That's not good. Custom page. This one, in this case, there is like defined buttons or like those things so that you can enable the names. Here, what you do is that on custom page, you can add your own button. For example, let's show you one button here. For example, even in advanced course, show me, like I want to see it live. Maybe I want to show you some of the button that I have created by myself so that even you can add some button for yourself in your courses. Progress button, discussion button, textbook button, they are already there. Just you make them enable, right? You make them active. Now you can even add some buttons by yourself. For example, syllabus and the schedule is already, this one is one of the button that I have added. Syllabus and the schedules. Yeah, syllabus and the schedules. Studying guide. These are all, they are not there already, right? So that you create it by, you can, as an instructor, or as a designer, you can do it by yourself. Here, this button, for example, live Google Meeting links. You see these things? Actually, you can create a type of button in your courses by using this button, custom pages. You can customize. You can customize as you're interested in. You can customize it. Click on here to customize, how you do customization. Just click on that arrow. So far, these two things are customized. Syllabus, schedule, and deadline, and study guide are customized. For example, you can add new pages. New pages, add new pages, then it is empty. You can click here. Empty, say empty, so that you can give a name for that space. Maybe practice. Practice. I may, yeah, I will share practice. OpenEDX. How to build, build, how to build a course in open. It's too long for button. It must be smart. So what I can say, OpenEDX practice. OpenEDX practice. Practice what? Video. You see, I'm going to share you the video link, YouTube link of this video record, and then even you can access it from here. And then what about here? Add the content you want. For that I need to share the link. Link for a video record record. Yeah, link for the search video record. You see? So that I will share you the link over later, so that I can put those links over here, so that anytime you want, you can easily access them from here. Of course, you need to be a student for these specific courses in order to get those links. I hope, or I need to give you like a link. Unless you have the link for that specific, like those things, you cannot easily access it. Anyhow, you can get it from YouTube. That's not a big deal, but you can even create like say type of your own button in your course content. That is another very beautiful things. I think I have already discussed all those things. Like for example, this is page and resources, this is progress button, this is discussion button, and this is notice. You can give a notice. You can enable this button so that your student can take a notice in the system. You see, they can take a note in that course content on their laptop, and so that they can get that notice even throughout that document. This feature allows learners to make notes on any page in the course. Notes are not enabled by default. You need to enable it here if you want to make it available for your student. Week. This feature allows learners to contribute content on a course-related week or information pages. Calculator, textbook, course-wide pages, like for example those things that I mentioned, or custom pages. And the other is thank you very much. So I think today's video record is really long, because this is second on this specific content, on second uh, video record. So it's almost 2 hours and 10 or 20 minutes, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it's a little bit long. I hope you will take your time and like watch this video and make yourself like ready to design course content on OpenEDX Studio. I'm happy to share my experience on these things, and I hope also it will help you to build your own courses. Thank you very much for watching today's video. See you in the next video record, the third video record on how to build courses on OpenEDX Studio. Especially in the third video record, I'm going to talk about how to set grading policy. That's so very important. We have designed a grade in OpenEDX Studio now. You see, in our today's lesson, we have seen about grading and how we can design and develop grade or assessments. Assessments. This assessment can be graded or not, non-graded or graded, right? It depends on your decision, right? But there must be grading policy. That is also as very important as today's classes or today's session. It's very essential. Grading policy is very essential, very tricky, and also very interesting. Therefore, more probably on Sunday or Monday, you will get the third video record on grading policy when you design a courses in OpenEDX Studio. Thank you very much. See you on Monday or Tuesday or those days. Thank you very much.